All right, thank you. So I can see that people are already joining, so we don't want to take much of our time so that we can have enough time with our speaker today. My name is Ajigbe. Please, before we continue this meeting, let's all try to mute our mics so that okay. So let us try to mute our mic so that we can enjoy the webinar, please. So that we will not distract whoever is on the line talking as at that time. Okay. Thank you. My name is Ajigbe Joseph Olushola. I am the training committee lead for the Young Surveyors Network Lagos State branch. And this program is organized by the Training Committee Young Surveyors Network Lagos State in preparation for our SURCON examination this year, which will be coming up in the month of September, as we all know, and which our folio submission is in the month of August. I think the deadline for submission is the 28th of August 2026. So I hope we are all preparing and we are all gathering our folio all together so that we can submit on time and avoid a last minute rush. So I encourage us to do so on time. So we are going to start the meeting immediately now. So by reciting the second stanza of our national anthem. O God of creation, direct our noble course, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and truth, great lofty height attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. So, good evening once again, everyone, and we are all welcome to this webinar. Okay, I can see that our speaker is on the call already. Good evening, Surveyor Kabir MM. Thank you for granting us this audience. I can see. Okay. So I don't know if my state chair is on the call. Surveyor Adeyemi Rachema, are you on the call, ma'am? Surveyor Adeyemi Rachel. Okay. Is the deputy state chair on the call? So I can just give us the opening remarks as we proceed with the webinar.
Okay.
The deputy state chair.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Opening remark, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm sure the state chair will be joining us very soon, and probably she's still on her way home. So, my name is Samuel Ibode.
Please let's mute our mics. Mr. Ola Bamiji Ajayi.
Okay. Sir. Sorry, the host. Please, if you have the power to mute everybody from your end, please don't let us wait for them.
All right, I've done that. So, on behalf of the state chairs of your Uriyomi Adeyemi Rachel, I welcome you all to this wonderful webinar. For everything we need to achieve in life, it's very, very important to plan ahead and be ready for the tasks ahead. So this is why this particular webinar is very, very important for all the candidates writing exam this year, and it's to prepare us for the exams so that we will not just go without proper planning. So I want to implore every one of us to take notes of everything that will be discussed tonight and do well to apply every correction where necessary. And I want to especially thank our wonderful speaker for this wonderful webinar, Surveyor Kabir. Thank you for sparing your time for us out of your busy schedule. Thank you for granting us this honor, for granting us this opportunity to speak to us regarding the examination. And we believe that everything you're going to discuss with us today is going to be of great benefit to us. So thank you once again, and I welcome you all to this webinar.
Yeah, thank you. That's our Deputy State Chair for the Young Surveyors Network, Lagos State Branch, Mr. Oyebode Samuel. Thank you for that welcome remark. So, without taking much of our time, we'll be going to the next item on our agenda, which is the sharing of experience by one of the young surveyors that got registered in the last batch. I think that was in the year 2024. There was no exam last year. So he's one of the young surveyors that was able to ace his folio and his examination once, and he's there to share a bit of his experience with us so that we can pick one or two things from there too, as we are preparing for our examination and folio defense this year. So I would like to call on Surveyor Alabi Elijah Mayowa FNIS, if you are on the call, sir, so that you can have the floor. Surveyor Alabi, are you on the call, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you. You can have the floor, sir. You can introduce yourself and have the. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I don't know, maybe we can hear me clearly. Sorry, I'm on transit. I've been to those jobs this morning. Please, don't bear with me the way you can hear me this. As I've already introduced Mr. Joseph Ajebe, I'm so happy in Jamaica. And then I firstly appreciate organizer of this webinar for the privilege to share the experience I had during my folio preparation between the exam period. Please confirm me if you can hear me, please, because I'm in the noisy. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, thank you. So my assignment tonight is not that much. One of the things they asked me to talk about is preparing for the SURCON professional exam. You know, most times what I discover, especially with the younger ones, with the young soldiers, and let me say with the younger ones generally, is that sometimes we always procrastinate that we still have time, we still have this, we still have that. And at the time when the big game is about almost arrived, started running up and down. Folio preparation is beyond something that you can do just to do too much. Forget that maybe some people are using machinery, forget that maybe you are smart or folio preparation. Because no matter how you prepare for your folio, no matter how prepared you are, one way or the other, there will still be one or two errors. And if you are not the kind of person that started doing that, you might not be able to take note of those errors. Now, let me share my own experience. You know, I obtained it from 2021. I submitted my enrollment letter 2021, and unfortunately, I wasn't got. But I was not shortlisted in 2021, but in 2022 I was shortlisted. Now, since 2022, I've been preparing for the exam. The first thing I did was I created a separate account where I was depositing 50,000, sometimes 50,000, 20,000, any at least I was depositing the exam because we don't know what can happen. And I might say, okay, Joe will come and Joe might not come and the like. So I started depositing something like that. So see, when we wrote exam in 2024, I already have up to like 500 inside that because I don't even want to know the amount they are picking. Then by the time when the main when they released the workshop and everything came out, they asked us to pay for our business. All what I just did is I put my hand to the account, separated on this one, and I paid for the workshop and for the exam. And we thank God, it's not that maybe it was smooth, but that's part of the mission. And the project, likewise, I would not wait till maybe when I hear that the exam, the folio submission is almost 3 months. In 2022, I've been gathering my folio, my projects. Let me say, I started with Topo. No, I did Topo, and I have Topo perimeter and root. That was between 2022 and 2023. I started preparing those ones small, and in 2022, I've been writing my reports. I wrote from chapter 1 to chapter 3. I stopped because I don't have data to do all the data analysis. Please, can we hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, because I don't have data to prepare to read all the chapter 3, part of chapter 3 to chapter 5. But I started writing my report. Of course, I already know the project I wanted to do. So I started writing from chapter 1 to part of chapter 3, all my projects. I think one of my colleagues on this platform that he knows, and I look for past question. I look for past question from, let me say, since 1980 something, because when I was in polytechnic, I've been hearing about SURCON, that people don't normally pass exam like that. And I could remember there was a year that in a particular state, I even wrote down one, that it was only a single surveyor that passed that exam out of 10 applicants. Only a single surveyor passed. So, and the school that I went to, my HOD then wrote this exam for complete 4 years and it didn't pass. I was like, what's happening with this exam matter? So I started gathering past questions. I get a book. I wrote out all those past questions and I started solving them one after the other. Solving them one after the other. I will write question, I answer. Question and answer. And thank God for some of the material that Tomele did share with us. And I went through all those material not just to prepare for the exam. So, and those are the exam is still far then, but I was trying to prepare ahead because I don't know what anything can happen before the big day. So the folio, and before they tell us that okay, you guys need to submit a folio. My folio was already on ground. 2 weeks before the submission. I mean, I already through with my folio 2 weeks before the submission. I gave it to my supervisor. Most of you guys that are not with your supervisor, I will advise you, no matter how busy you are, this is your life. You need to, either when you are working as a freelance or you are working with a company, try as it, even if it is 2 weeks, spend with your supervisor, because this is very, very important. There are some things that your supervisor will need to show you, and there are some things you want your supervisor to do. But because your supervisor is not benefiting anything, throughout the time of your company, you might be finding it difficult to penetrate with them. I mean, get their good style. So that is very, very important.
Oh, sorry about that. I think he got logged out. Okay. I hoping that he would join back soon. But the summary of his discussion is tilting towards preparation because he's encouraging us to prepare, not academically alone this time around, financially too, because second examination with his preparation can be financial draining too. So he's encouraging us to try as much as possible, even though we have less than 2 months, right? We can still prepare adequately. The sun that is up there is still enough to dry our clothes. So he's encouraging us to prepare. He's encouraging us to stay close to our supervisor during this period, so that late minute you will not be having difficulty reaching them or trying to sign your document, because you know you are going to be signing a lot of pages in our folio and uh, various forms. So it's good that we are checking in with our supervisors and making sure that every details are intact. I believe when our guest speaker comes up again, because he's more experienced in this field, he has seen Surveyor got registered years over year, when he was still the registrar CEO of SURCON, and I believe his wealth of experience will expose us more to how well we can prepare and ace our examination. So as he was talking, I noticed that our state chair, Surveyor Adeyemi chair, joined the call. Mr. Augustine, please kindly. Okay, thank you. So join the call. So I just wanted to say hello to us, ma, before we proceed. Surveyor Adeyemi, ma.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma.
Good. Well done, my
Sorry.
committee lead,
Okay.
training committee. So I want to welcome everyone here. I understand my deputy has already given you the welcomes address, so I don't have much to say. I just want to encourage every one of us to pay attention when our guest speaker finally starts speaking to us. I wish us all a very fruitful webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. Surveyor Elijah.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. So,
I don't
yeah,
know.
ma.
I don't know the network. I don't know
Yes,
where
you
you
got.
guys the last aspect.
You were talking about staying close to your supervisor during this period, so that you don't have difficulty with them. That's where we
Oh,
got it. Yeah.
oh, oh, okay. Yeah, that aspect is very, very important. You have to move closer to your supervisor. Because during that moment, there are some things that your supervisor that you need to know that your supervisor will wanted to share with you. Because you might be thinking that okay, because this is somebody you are not been working with. That some of us are not be working with, and we want to be like, okay, let him just sign my folio and do every necessary thing. Let me go and write. See, it doesn't work that way. And please, if you are the kind of person that doesn't have, you are not in good time with your supervisor, this aspect is very important. Please, you have to settle whatever anything that might have been happening between you and your supervisor. Make sure you guys are in good terms. The reason why I'm saying this, I had an issue. It's not my supervisor, but one of my mentors in the profession. That issue happened 2021. But in 2023, 2024, when the exam was about, let me say, like 5 months, I went to meet him. I apologized. In fact, I prostrated. I apologized. Let me tell you, the day of my defense, on getting to the panel, I'm not saying on getting to the panel, his friend, one of the best friends, was one of my panelists. I can't imagine myself. Maybe I've done something wrong, and it's the kind of boss that doesn't want the progress of it. It's just a single call. You know, surveying profession is a roundtable profession that you can't just toy with anybody anyhow. So that aspect now, and in the aspect of exam, you know, as I said earlier, that as for me, I got past questions and I solved everything from 1987 to 2023. 2023, I solved those past questions, write the question and answer, question and answer. So as I was reading, and I was and the enabling art, second enabling art, that as small as that private is, see, you can't joke with it. In fact, by now you are preparing for exam. I don't know how smart you might be. If you are preparing, by now you should have read that enabling art from party to party more than 2-3 times. And if they even wake you up that okay, come and do this, you will answer whatever anything that is there. So that is that in that aspect. And please, as you are preparing, as you are preparing physically, monetarily, you need to prepare spiritually as also. Majority of all, we know the background where we are coming from. Don't let us lie to ourselves. Spiritual control is physical. Something happened to me during our own exam. I don't think I've shared this with people, but just for the sake of this webinar, during the exam, we were told that our exam is going to be CBT. On getting to the examination center, I didn't tell anybody in my family that I'm writing anything exam. But on getting to Abuja, I think somebody called me. I was like, I'm in Abuja. I want to write it. And that was the end of everything. On getting to the examination center, exactly 12 p.m., because I checked the time that time, exactly 12 p.m. I don't know where that breeze come from. Bam. And all my system was destabilized. I had this headache like 24 hours, non stop. I couldn't read. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even open anything. And I have exam that day. So, but let me say, fortunately or unfortunately, they canceled the CBE. They said we should go for our essay. 30 minutes, I was inside the examination, or I couldn't write anything. 30 minutes. I just had 30 minutes remaining to submit our distance. But thank God for assuming that I've not been preparing before. Assuming I'm the kind of person that do read when the exam remains some minutes or some days, it will have been an issue. But with the help of God, I analyzed the essay. See, when you are writing your essay, you need to understand that the person that is marking this essay, they are not surveyors. You know, and you have to write it in such a way that even when a primary 6 student carry your essay, he will be able to understand what you wrote, what you mean by maybe they ask you to co-write an essay on a issue of let me say, presently we have a lot of things that you can write an essay upon, and you have to simplify it to the extent that a layman will be able to understand and mark you very well. And so that aspect, that is that in that aspect. The same thing happened to law. Our law, it was 15 minutes to the exam that we know that we are going to write that our law is going to be a written one, that not not a CBE again. Now imagine we have not been preparing, or we only prepare for CBE. So as you are preparing for CBE, prepare for essay, prepare for JAMA, prepare for whatsoever anything that can come up. It is very, very important. And you know, that headache, see, they brought the law question. I was still having the headache. I was inside the examination hall and I was praying, sweating inside AC. I mean, inside under the fan, sweating. I was like, God, I can't come to this far, and at the end of this will be the end of everything. But thank God, we thank God for the tutorial, thank God for the preparation, and and when I saw the question, I was able to tackle the one I can write, and I pray over it. I submitted my see. Once you submitted your file, once you submit your booklet, answer booklet, be praying till you see the results. Be praying till you see the result. These aspects, sometimes I mean, that job, that course, I finish it. I see it doesn't work that way. It's good to be smart, but sometimes it's good to, because we don't know, anything can happen. Just be prayerful, and I think so. Please, all these things are very, very important, and prepare yourself. Money is very, very important, because when you are going to Abuja, or if you are going for any tutorial, maybe in Kaduna or anything. Someone like me now, I went to Kaduna, though I was sponsored. I went to Kaduna, and thank God that I went to Kaduna. Part of what I was taught in Kaduna was what really helped me during the exam. So it's part of that. Though not everybody that will go to Kaduna, but if you are going there, just prepare yourself now. I'm expecting whoever that is writing exam this year, by now, this is June, this is July, and I know that by towards the ending of August, there will be I know by now, if you are not in let me say you should have been, or let me say 60 to 70% of your project should have been ready by now. Because during as I said something, please, if you notice that when after you have submitted your project, your folio, and you now saw any error after the submission, print that aspect, correct it, and print it along. Immediately you will enter the panel during the project presentation. Bring out your corrected plan or corrected aspect of the folio. Give it to them. Sir, I noticed that after submission, something like this came up. I didn't know. This is the corrected one. Because it happened to me. I had an issue with my roots. I know I was doing all this ceremonial stuff, forgetting that there is a rules and regulation. Where I supposed to put red, I use green. On getting to the panel, in fact, they scrutinized me. Let me say I just obtained mercy in that aspect. I forgot. I didn't even see it. That's not the way I prepare. And there is always a prayer. Prayer will always arrive. Because if you are not the kind of person that have prepared yourself very well, when you hear a week you started running up and down, and there will be a mistake. It's not a cause. There will be a mistake, and by that time you might not be able to control most of the things any longer. So my advice to everyone is, I pray that every one of you will obtain oral success. When I mean oral success, there's difference when you have written your exam and everything. In oral success in all aspects, either the aspect of folio, exam, your law, your essay, whatsoever it may be. I pray that everybody will find favor, because that is very, very important. And I pray that God will bless everyone, because when it's come to money, SURCON exam is always choke monetarily, and that at that time money might be kind of scarce. But I pray that God will supply everybody, will supply all your financial need by special grace of God. I appreciate Mr. Joseph Ajegbe for this moment. Thanks very much. So thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Surveyor Alabi Elijah. Mayowa, we know if we give you the grant, the testimony will continue, the experience will continue. We appreciate you sharing your experience with us. I think we would have picked one or two things from your experience. Financial preparation is very good. Academic preparation is very good and very essential. And spiritual preparation is very essential, because as you've rightly said, we all come from different backgrounds, and I believe in our different faiths, we have what we believe. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you for sharing your experience with us, and we are grateful. So we'll be moving to the next thing on our agenda.
I'm sorry, Mr. Joseph. I'm sorry for this. Something came to my mind now. Please, if you are told that there is an error in your folio, please don't drag anything with anybody on the during the presentation. Please don't drag anything. Just be telling them, I'm sorry, sir. Yes, sir. Noted, sir. In fact, go along with your daughter. I have noted this, sir. Just be apologizing. Either you know it or not. Even if the word they are saying is wrong, just be apologizing to them. Please, this is very important. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for your advice. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it, Surveyor Alabi Elijah Mayowa. Thank you so much. So we are like 5 minutes behind schedule, but we'll try and hasten things up so that our speaker will come up immediately. So now we'll be introducing our speaker to us, and I'll be calling on Mr. Bankole Jesutola to read the profile of our speaker. Thank you.
I'm okay. Driver. Stop. Yes.
Good evening, sir.
File speaker. Mongbo driver. Bus stop.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening. You can continue, please.
Okay. This is a brief introduction for Surveyor Mohammed Mamman Kabir, FNIS, MNI. Surveyor EMV Mohammed Mamman Kabir, FNIS, MNI, is the chairperson of the International Federation of Surveyors Africa Regional Network. He is a registered surveyor, a fellow of the Nigeria Institution of Surveyors, a fellow of the Chartered Institute for Local Government and Public Administration of Nigeria, and member of the Institute of Directors. Surveyor Kabir MNI is the immediate past registrar, CEO of Surveyors Council of Nigeria, and former Surveyor General of Katsina State, and chairman of Forum and State Surveyors. General of Nigeria, FOSS-GON, from 2013 to 2017. He is an active member in the field of surveying and geomatics in Nigeria and abroad. The International Federation of Surveyors appointed Surveyor Kabir as the chairman of Africa Regional Network. In that position, he oversees the development of surveying and geoinformatics, property and valuation, youth and career development in 55 areas, in 55 African countries. Surveyor Kabir is the co-chairman, African leader, Surveyors Forum, Accra, Ghana, from 2015 to 2016. He also represented the West African sub-region in the United Nations Global Geospatial Information Management for Africa UN GGIM Africa. He is the task force on review of African Action Plan. He served in National Economic Council subcommittee for the review of the Presidential Technical Committee on Land Forum (PTCLR), Land Use Act Draft Regulation 2015 to 2017. Other leadership positions include African Union Agenda 2063 Ambassador, a member of the African Union Ambassadors, and a special emissary for the African Vision and the AU Agenda 2063. National Policy Leadership, member of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies in Nigeria, MNI, a select elite think tank group of the peak of national policies and strategy, global geospatial pioneer, an active member of the World Geospatial Information Hub, established in partnership with the UN Global Geospatial Knowledge and Innovation Center, UNGGKIC, to implement the UN IGIF and enhance member state geospatial capability. That's our mentor here, our daddy, our father, Surveyor AMB, Mohammed Mamman Kabir, FNIS, MNI.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jesu Dollar. Thank you for that wonderful rendition. Before our speaker comes on board, I want to specially welcome him, Surveyor Ambassador Mohammed Mamman Kabir, FNIS, MNI. We can all see that this is a big catch for us in preparation for our exam, because I believe we can all see that he has, from his profile, we can deduce that he has the experience that we need, that he can share with us for the purpose of this exam, because he himself is the former immediate past registrar CEO of SURCON, and he has overseen the registration of a lot of surveyors during this period. So a few years back, when I was still writing my exam into the technology SCADA as a technician, I've had the opportunity to meet him. You might not remember now, but I've had the opportunity to meet him. And what I can say about him with my first time meeting him is that Surveyor Kabir is very, very approachable. He's ready to listen to you no matter who you are. Because I was very, very young that time, and he attended to us with the issue we had that time. And we thank God we are here today. So welcome with me, Surveyor Ambassador Mohammed M. Kabir, MNI, FNIS. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Joseph,
Yes,
and all members that are participating into this very important preparatory class. I'm very glad to have you here, and I'm sure you're also glad to have me. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. We are glad to have you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you a lot. Thank you. So do we start, Joseph?
Yes, sir. You can proceed, sir. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, thank you. Let me attempt to share my screen with you so that can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear
Hello?
you and we can see your screen. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very glad, like I said earlier, and to be with you, all of you here. And before I go ahead, I think the best thing is for me to pray that all of you who are into this platform, and even those who have not joined us, we pray that you have very successful examinations, and by the end of the year, you will be a very useful addition to the profession. I've listened to the preliminary introductions that were and the comments by very important surveyors who also passed through the process. And it's really very, very touchy and very helpful, I believe, for those who have went through the examinations. But I just want to debunk one or two things that has been said. The issue of whether agreeing completely with a panel of examiners when they say, okay, you are wrong here, and then you just apologize and say, sorry, sorry, sir, sorry. Now, we don't build a profession like that. Profession of surveying is based on objectivity as well as shared knowledge. Definitely, the examiners that might be able, the panel examiners that you might come across are much older than you in the profession. And the kind of technology that you have today, they may not have been availed in that technology during their time. And they may, I'm not saying that they are not, but they may not be able to know what procedure you did. By the time they take you on task on something, it's up to you to explain as precisely as possible. And if you know what you did is right, then please do not apologize. Make them understand. You are also educating them. I've been in the council as an examiner. No, sorry, I'm not an examiner, but a very important member of the council in many positions for more than 12 years before I became the registrar of the SURCON for 6 years. So I can tell you that I have about 18 years experience in the council. And that interview is a shared knowledge. We share our knowledge with you, share our knowledge. If you give us the task that you people are doing now, I tell you, an average surveyor who registered who was registered in the 80s, 90s, and even 2020 years ago, he cannot be able to undertake the kind of job and the rigors that you have with technology now. So if you know what you did is right, please do not apologize. Explain to them, educate them. They are also there to learn. I tell you this. The second thing is the issue of surveying being a round table profession. I don't subscribe to that idea. Of course, in every profession, there's sense of leadership, there's respect for elders, is part of the professional conduct. But then we are not mafias at all. We are never mafias, we are not mafias. And so if no examiner can fail you. That's why we have 3 persons in the panel of examinations. At least if 2 people pass you and the 3rd one fail you, then the majority carry the way. And also that's why we provide opportunity for you to seek remediation. In case, well, I'll discuss that in my paper later on. In case you feel ramifications, please feel free to raise the question. And the SURCON, the council, let me say, okay, the council, I'm no longer part of the council, but I'm a surveyor. The council takes serious exception to any examiner, whoever he is, when he's found to be maltreating or trying to fail an examiner who is duly, who deserves to be duly registered. We don't accept that. The moment we receive complaint, the moment the council receives complaint, I share the act on it, because we want to bring leadership that have articulation, that have independent minds, and that can be able to reason. Not sorry, it doesn't help, please. If I'm the examiner and you did that to me, okay, I can have sympathy for you, but I will fail you because you don't know what you are doing. But if you stand by your point and then we argue, even if I don't agree with you, I can understand the point you are coming from. I hope I'm clear on that. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
These are my only comments. So I want to share my perspectives on the issue of the professional examinations, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be with you, all of you. I have developed a paper, and I've shared that with the Registrar of the Surveyors Council of Nigeria for his comment. And I believe the moment he finishes his input, I will be able to share the paper with all of you. Then I can share this one, the PowerPoint, with you. I hope you can be able to have the full paper, hopefully by tomorrow or on Monday. I will share it with Joseph so that people can be able to have access to it. So like I get my caveat, the views and anything you see here is not the purviews of the council, but my own personal perspectives based on the experience I have had in dealing with the council for almost 20 years now. And one of the main reasons why we want to have this workshop or class is definitely to make the candidates that are going through the examinations to be able to succeed and succeed very well. Some of the things that has been raised, of course, I quite share the views with all the speakers. The issues of having the fear of the examinations, having a sort of apprehension that, oh, I'm approaching the examinations. It is, but that's the reason why this online class is very important, and having people like us is also very important, because I tell you that essentially possible assistance as well as the council ensure that you have free and fair as well as a very enjoyable examination. So please, I want you to transform your mindset, change your mindset. Nobody is there to fail you. So the second objective that I want us to achieve here is to be able to mitigate some technical and procedural errors, in the sense that everybody, a lot of people who come to sit for the examinations, they fail even before they start to sit for the exams, because by the time your registration processes is faulty, your documents are incomplete, and you didn't beat the deadline, you didn't make payments, you didn't do the capture, you didn't do this and that, then you know, even before you sit for the examinations, you have already failed. And the third reason is for us to assist the candidates with necessary tools such that they can be able to pass the examinations credibly, with confidence, as well as to ensure that those who are coming into the profession really feel that, okay, they deserve to be registered. So these are three things which I hope at the end of the day we can be able to achieve the strategic objectives. So I want to start with your preparation checklist. Hello? Hello,
Hello,
please.
sir.
Are we together?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
But we cannot see your screen again.
You are not seeing the screen again.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So there are two things yeah.
Sorry, sir. The line is breaking. Yes, sir. I don't know if the network from your end. Hello, sir. I think we're having issues with. I think he's having issues with network on his end. So let's just give him 1 or 2 minutes to fix that. Is he aware? I'm trying to have messaged him on WhatsApp. Okay, he's back online. Hello, sir.
Hello, I'm very sorry. My network here is really very bad, and I don't know what's
Oh,
happening.
yeah.
But I will try and fly through the documents. Huh?
All right, sir. Thanks.
I think that was like 5. Okay. Okay.
Sorry, everyone. I think the network is very poor on its end. I think he's trying to fix that. Okay. So just give us a minute to. Okay, he's back online. I hope the network will be stable now. All right. Hello, sir.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, yes, sir. We can hear you now.
We can hear you now, sir.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
I'm
you now,
very
sir.
sorry. I don't know what's...
We can understand, sir. I think it's the network.
So let me talk about what you need. You have to have a checklist, like your assigned folio, so your CV, all credentials, employment record, means of education, fluency, and then for supervisors, of course, I have to want your supervisor must be eligible, has to be have 5 years at least of experience as a hard operating from approved office, as well as a big enlisted may not be under the sanction of the council. For the examiners, I mean, for the supervisors, I think they have to be, you want them to be very, very careful about that. Please ensure that they do, and let them impress the sale, as well as employment. And we should all know that supervisors are responsible for any error is seen or in your portfolio, because it's the action, the commission or omission that really led to that. So they are responsible, and be a service investigation panel might be called to investigate them as one before. So folio, your folio to be
Yeah, sorry everyone for the break in transmission. I think he's having difficulty with his network where he is. I don't know how. We are seeing how we are going to fix this so that we can have a smooth webinar. He's trying to find a place where the network is a bit strong so that we can have a smooth webinar. We are sorry for the break in transmission.
Pardon, pardon. Someone pardon. Huh? Yes.
We are sorry, he's still trying to fix the network issue. But pending that time, he has mentioned some key points that I think we should all note, especially the eligibility for you to participate in the exam, which he said you have to be at least 21 years old, you have to be a Nigerian citizen, and you have to be free from conviction. And entitlement to be examined, your profession, your knowledge and skill, you have to possess the requisite qualifications that you have completed at least your 2 years post practical experience in an approved office, approved SURCON office. So our SURCON enlistment certificate is very, very important with our offices. And proper documentations, we have paid the required fees, like the practice fee and the likes. We have to. Hello? Hello, can we hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, we
All
can.
right.
We can hear you.
As he's preparing to fix his network, so I'm
Hmm?
trying to do a recap. So one of the documents that is very important that we should all bring along, that I was talking about, is the employment letter on the letterhead of the office of our supervisor. It is very, very important with his live signature that shows that he gave us employment, that we are working with him, and that we have, if we have worked with him more than the 2 years, it must reflect the date of your employment, which he employed you, and then that you are still in current employment with him till date. So it is very, very important. The original certificates, our original certificates, all the ones we submitted, the SSC, the ND or HND, or the degree certificates that we are using, or if we are going by professional exam,
Joseph. Hello,
yes, sir.
Joseph.
Okay. All right, sir.
Please let me rush through and then I leave you because the network is terrible here, honestly speaking.
Yeah, so sorry about that, sir. No problem,
But
sir.
I will share the whole thing with you. So I just want to run through the hints for making your folio better. But first of all, ensure that the content of your documentation includes all the details that are required, as well as the organization. You have to do for main discourse, you need to have 5,000 words, as well as four minor discourse, you have 1,000 words, double line spacing, and you have to adhere strictly to the binding style as well as to the color, because the color, it has to be dark green. Otherwise, it will be rejected. You understand? And then you comply with the deadline. Are we together?
Yes, sir, we are together.
Okay. In the SURCON examinations guidelines for pupil surveyors 2013, which all of you have, be sure that you take due cognizance of the 11 plus reasons as to why your folio can be rejected automatically, or you can face outright failure. So please check section 3.5 and section 7 of your SURCON examinations guidelines for pupil surveyors. Okay, now how to improve your folio. You should understand that project writing is not like academic writing. The thesis you did when you are doing your undergraduate. There are two different things, because project usually rely heavily on application, industry standard, and as well as measurable results. So the exercise, you should be able to be sure that you comply with all this. But then, about 200, 500, or 700 pupil surveyors are submitting their folio. If you want to ice your folio, like you said, you want it to shine, I think there are so many ways by which you can do. And I've given you 6 main ways. Those main ways, of course, are part of the principle of report writing, what they call the problem-solving approach or problem-solving framework. But we as surveyors, I try to articulate it into the simple survey principles and methods, which you all know, or most of you know. And I try to modify the 6 approaches into into the survey rules as well as a method of practice. As an example, the first rule is to take the whole part. In writing your folio, you should structure it in such a way that you start what they call inverted pyramid. You start from general to specific, from global to local and to national. That means that whatever project you are going to do, give the examiners the general concept of what the project is, generally and globally. Like if you want to do, let's say, a layout surveys, which is part of the project, then you have to tell people, those who are readers, what is layout survey? How is it done elsewhere? Just not too much that you don't waste time. But let's show your examiners that you have global concept, not only in Nigeria or Africa, but also globally, as to how this layout is done, what are the procedures for the layout, and how do I arrive at my own results. So also we did the backside, foresight. I believe you all know this rules. Do you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know the whole to rule part, Adi?
Yes, sir. The basic principles of solving.
Okay,
yes,
good. You know the backside and foresight rule.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the idea is every sentence you write, ensure that the end of the sentence bridges the beginning of your new sentence. The end of your previous sentence introduces the new sentence that you did. Just like you do in surveying, you look back with the view to orient yourself to the to the foresight. So every sentence you write, ensure that it links. That gives you a seamless as well as smooth flow of your folio. So also the cross traverse rule. When you are starting to write your folio, the first thing is, what are my principal objectives? How do I achieve them? And then ensure that your introduction, that's the opening part, tallies completely with your conclusions, so that you don't have any misclosure, so that your conclusion should not be different from your introduction. You introduce, okay, it's X, Y, Z, and then your conclusion you want to do X, Y, Z, and then your conclusion is say, okay, I've done A, B, C. So ensure that those two they tally together. These are what were usually taught in geometrical surveys, and ensure that you always focus on your targets, as well as appropriate your folio for any sort of errors and blunders. Schema approach. This is another one. You need to elevate your folio into integral visual data. Usually, you see the examiners in SURCON usually receive, each group of examiners will receive like 12 to 13 candidates, and each one of them will have a folio of, let's say, 5,000 words. So if you multiply 5,000 times 13, that is what each examiner is supposed to read. It's really boring, you understand, reading all these words, prose, etc., more than hundreds of thousands of words that's you're going to read in just less than 1 week. So how do you distinguish your folio from others? Ensure that you introduce visual communication techniques, things like schematic diagrams, infographic presentation, formally, so that with little you can say much. With your infograph, you can be able you can expand an infograph into more than 1,000 words. 1,000 words can be able, to be captured in one infograph, or your schematic diagrams. So please ensure that instead of writing all over, introduce diagrams, introduce sketches, introduce infographic presentations, as well as technical formulae, so that you reduce the fatigue of those who are reading, as well as make your presentation stand out. So also, I think you need extrapolation approach. In most cases, sometimes you see, we just write prose like that, but by the time you extrapolate your write-up, showing that, okay, this thing was done by someone, and then how do I improve this one, showing how you have made contribution to growth of the surveying, and how do my project now become scalable, that can be added to, as well as adaptable for future practical applications. You can show how your work also have advanced the profession with examples like improving technical innovation, refinement of geospatial workflows, as well as improving the technical skill of your team. And these are very central, because a lot of people don't even capture this. How did my project relate to other projects that has been undertaken by other surveyors before? How do this project assist or add to the growth, as well as add value to the surveying profession? How do this project also improve the technical knowledge of my people? So that cross-reference is also very important. Also, I want you to add to elevate your folio, as well as add values. What I mean by elevate your folio, experience has shown that more than, or about, let me say about 90% of all the projects that have been submitted by candidates over the last 10 years, I can say 15 years, most of them are descriptive design. What I mean by descriptive design, and I believe a lot of you are doing that also. Your project will attempt to answer what I did layout, how I did it, X, Y, Z, did it, where I did it, location. These are the main things that everybody answers, you understand, in your project. You always say how I did this, what I did, where I did, and when I did. These are things that most of the 90% of the project contains. All the write-up you see are about that. But if you want to make your own better, you can venture into the explanatory as well as exploratory dimensions. Try to articulate as to why. Why is my project of strategic importance to the prosperation of survey? You need to answer that question. Why? Why am I doing this work? How will it add value to the profession? How would I be able to distinguish myself from others?
And then also you have to introduce other scenarios. What if, supposing there's one method that everyone adopts, okay, you can say, okay, I know I can use this method, but I've chosen to do another method because I believe it is much easier. That gives you give the examiners an impression that you know what you are doing. Even the one that your other colleagues did, you know it, but you have chosen to do this because you want to distinguish yourself. And also another one is the issue of word budgeting and your fluency of flow of your write-up. You are supposed to, sometimes in any writing, we put it very heavy emphasis on literature and then literature review and then forgetting the issues for data analysis on issues of structural support and other things. So instead of doing that, your first chapters, your introduction, your methodology, your general background, etc., just ensure that it's only 30%. Allocate about 30% only for that. That's roughly, if you are writing 5,000 words, 30%, it's like 1,500 or so. The rest, that's 60%. That's about 3,000 words. Ensure that it's about your data analysis. Ensure that it is about your critical core areas, what you want to achieve, and how you achieved it. That gives you 90%. The rest of the 10%, about 500 words, just spend it on appendices, references, and glossary. In that way, you can be able to justify the words that you have used and use them judiciously for the parts that are most important. You don't, because you have limited words. By the time you spend almost 3,000 words in the opening chapters, then what do you do with the remaining 3,000 words? Is not enough for you to do justice to your. So these are some of the things. I would also like to talk on the issue of our oral folio. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
I hear you, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
I would advise candidates to always come along with their original copy of their of their credentials, one copy of their folio, because they will when you come, they will ask you to open page this, that of your folio, and if you don't bring that booklet of your, your folio booklet, then you start looking left, right, and center. Okay, Oga, please borrow me one of your folio so I can look from it. So ensure that you come with a copy of folio. Ensure that you come with your letter of employment. Ensure that you come with your means of identification, particularly your name or your passport, because some people come and sit for others in the examination, so as well as in the panel. So if you cannot prove that you are the person that you present yourself to be, then you can be failed. And in the preparation, make sure that you know your groups, because for when it comes to the oral defense, there are sometimes about 25, 30 groups. Each of them will be given like 10 to 12 candidates. So ensure that you know which groups you belong to. Is it group 1 or group 25 or group, and then know the location of the group, because each of the group has a room. That's the panel sitting room. So ensure that you know that long time, ahead, before you even start looking for, before your time. And also you should practice your folio very, very well, because they are going to test you on every word you say, you wrote. So after that, that's the professional knowledge. They will also ask you of issues of current affairs in the profession, global and local. They will ask you, there is a war in the Middle East. Which country and which country are fighting the war? If you don't know, okay, they'll ask you about the World Cup that's happening now. Which countries and which countries have reached the semi-final? If you don't know, you understand. So you have to be really very, very current, or there's going to be election in 2027. Which parties are going to be in the elections. So please, these are very important, but you also need to compose yourself as well as to observe the code of conduct. The code of conduct as well, the etiquettes, they are very, very central. The etiquettes include your dress code, your courtesy, your sitting manners, and your respect to them, your calmness, and your response only when you are asked. Because, as an example, the elders are sitting, the forum, panel examiners, 3 of them are sitting, and then you just came without even greeting them. You just carry a chair and sit down and fold your legs. You know, right from then, they will say, what kind of person? Because you, as you are transiting from technicians, technologists, you are tested for a lot of leadership character. Because the certificate that is given to you is attestation to your knowledge, attestation to your skill, as well as attestation to your character. If you have knowledge and skill and you don't have character, then that certificate cannot apply to you. You understand? If you have character, you don't have knowledge and skill, that certificate is not applied to you. You will see that when you read my paper and then you look at, you'll find it in different parts of the examination that you are going to be subjected to. So like I said, the panelists are going to interview you, and they are going to assess you based on certain marks, and each point has its own mark that is allocated. The marks are then aggregated and weighted together to give you a score. As an example, some of the 7 things or 6 things that they will always look at. First of all is your identification and verification. You enter, they will say, okay, what's your name? Please show us your documentation. And then you give them, they will start looking to see if there's any error in the documentation. If there is none, fine and good, introduce yourself. By the time you start introducing yourself, they will start assessing you, whether you have the clarity of mind, whether you can be able to express yourself very well, etc., etc. You understand? That's having a look at your appearance, all other things like that. The way you speak, and all those things, that's personal to you. And then the other thing they will look at is your folio performance. That is completeness. Supposing your folio, you did 4 instead of 5. They are incomplete. Supposing your folio, there are no certification, no stamping, no signatures, it is incomplete, you understand? And then the quality of your folio, the content of the folio, the context of the folio, as well as the means of, the presentation. The economy. As an example, somebody will spend like 20, 30 words to describe a phenomena, an event, one event. Somebody will just take 5 words to describe the same thing. That is the economy of the words. They will look at that and your manner of presentation. This is where a lot of people fail. Because you see, some people, I will show the example of the results of SURCON professional examination, and then I will explain. As an example, you come for your folio defense, and then they open page this and that. They ask you, how did you do this? And then you start fidgeting, you start shaking your hand, your head. You start shaking. Either you are not composed or you did not carry the work yourself. That is the only conclusion that the examiners will give. Are you sure you carried the work yourself? That is why we come to the core competence and your job knowledge. You have to show that, okay, I have participated in this project up to this level, at least 60 to 70% of the levels. Because it's not all project that you submitted that was done by you alone. You understand? Maybe it's part of the team work you did with others and you want to present it as part of your work. That work, that contract you have executed, what is your level of participation? If you access the assessments, maybe you participate only like 10%, 20%, then you have not done the work. But by the time the level of participation is 60, 70, you know that That work is your own. And how do we understand your level of participation? Is by the way you answer and by the way you own the project itself. So it's very important. Ensure that every project you are going to submit, ensure that you have sufficiently participated, so that any question that is asked, sometimes the question might be even outside the project that you gave, but on the methodology, you understand what happened. Okay, it was raining. What happened during the rain? You know, if you didn't participate, you cannot say anything. As well as your own analytical and organizational skill, you have to be able to explain, I mean, be able to plan, deliver, execute projects, so that your ability to as for leadership, your resourcefulness, your ability to stand pressure, as well as consistency, all these are something that would be, but also importantly, your character and punctuality. Sometimes I had the experience of when they call you, because they will call you one by one, maybe like the 12 of you. They call number one, let's say Mr. Audu. Mr. Audu didn't come. That is a subtract, I mean, a minus for him, because he has to be there as punctual as possible. If you are not punctual, then that one is a minus on you, as well as your attentiveness. Sometimes the examiners might be trying to draw your attention to something, but then your mind is somewhere else. It's a minus for you. Your own interpersonal relationship with them. Don't be too friendly, but don't be really what do I say? Don't be hostile to them. Be as friendly as possible. Your communication skill and your character, those are very important. Like I said, also the seventh one is the issue of your appearance and your composure. You should dress formally. Nobody said you must be in suit, coat and suit and other like that. But dress formally, dress decently, dress neatly, and articulate yourself. Ensure that you have a prudent use of time. So that's for the folio oral interview. Then we come to the written papers. The written papers are usually two types. We have paper 6 and paper 7 for you people. There are other papers for other surveyors, I mean, technicians, technologists, and pre-technicians. So this one, the critical ones are the survey laws, rules, regulations, and professional practice. That is what we call paper 4, and the pass marks are 100. The pass marks are 50 out of the 100 available for all the papers we are going to sit, including folio presentation, oral defense. The pass marks are 50. If you're able to scale 50, then you have passed. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Lord.
Okay, good. Okay, good. The survey laws regulations, as well as professional practice, is divided into two, Part A and Part B. Part A are surveyors laws and regulations, and Part B, or Section B, are the professional practices. So usually it's 3 hours, but sometimes you can see, ensure that you look whether it is 3 hours, 2 hours, 30 minutes, because sometimes they write 2 hours, 30 minutes, sometimes they write 3 hours, but according to the law, the SURCON Act is supposed to be 3 hours, you understand? So there are 8 questions, 4 questions in Section A, 4 questions in Section B. You are supposed to answer 5 questions in total. Such that, but with the condition that you cannot answer 4 questions in Section A and then only 1 question in Section B. There has to be 3-2 or 2-3. You understand? If you answer 2 in Section A, answer 3 in Section B. If you answer 3 in Section B, answer 2 in Section 3 in Section A, answer 2 in Section B, so that you have your 5 questions. Do not answer more than 3 per session. Per session. So for the preparation, persons that are sitting for this paper, I will advise that you should be conversant, very, very conversant with SURCON examination syllabus. I know that syllabus is not readily available for a lot of people, but then the syllabus is also taught in your school. But these are the most important aspects that you should take care of in the when coming for your the section A, that's survey rules, survey laws and regulations. Ensure that you are very conversant with the Survey Coordination Act. That's Survey Coordination Act. That's what they call the S17, Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004. We all know Survey Coordination Act, do we?
Yes, sir.
We all know Survey. Okay, good. And ensure that you are also very conversant with the Surveyors Registration Council of Nigeria Act, S18, Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004. I'm sorry, there's a mistake there. It's supposed to be 2004. Ensure that you are very conversant. That is SURCON Act. Because there is no way, I repeat, no way, your rules, survey laws and regulations will come out without the SURCON Act. Sometimes you will see 2 questions will come from the SURCON Act. So by the time you're able to master the SURCON Act, then at least you are sure of having your 2 questions out of 3. That is, at least you have about that's about 60% of the rest. The other one you can be able to also get it from elsewhere. Also, be sure that you know the Land Use Act. All of these acts, I'm telling you, they are downloadable. They are online, all of them. You can get them from the internet and download them. That's a SURCON Act, Land Use Act. That's Cap L5, Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004. And then the Land Use Act, Validation of Certain Laws, etc. That's Laws of Federation of Nigeria L6, 2004 also. Then the Land Titling, Vesting of certain, the Titling and Vesting Act. That's the one that deals with the land title registration now. That is L7, Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2006. So among these, they are very important. There are also others like Mineral Acts, like National Boundaries Act, the National Boundaries Commission Act, and others. But this was particularly the Land Use Act, as well as the Survey Coordination Act, as well as the SURCON Act, the Enabling Act. If you are able to have those 3, I assure you, you will be able to have at least 3 questions to answer from that section A. Are we together? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We
Yes,
can hear you, sir.
Okay. Ensure that you know these 3. The Land Use Act, the SURCON Act, and the Survey Coordination Act. If you know those 3, you will have 3 questions to answer. But importantly, please revise, review the past question papers. You can see what I'm telling you. So also it's important that for you to know the rules and regulations for the control of survey practice. You all know that one. It's a booklet available, as well as the SURCON Professional Code of Ethics, as well as standing orders of the council and official gazettes. These are also very important. You don't need to cram them. You understand? Please do not cram them. Just have fair understanding of what they carry. So you are in answering your questions, please ensure that you are as precise as possible and with good clarity. Your handwriting is very important. A lot of people fail because examiner cannot read their handwriting. I don't know what you wrote. And justifiably, I give the next person, he doesn't know what you wrote because your handwriting is so poor. So please improve your handwriting. We know handwriting is a gift, but you can improve your handwriting before the time. So please ensure that you don't involve in examination malpractice, because most of the malpractice that you find, they happen during the written papers. People enter with answer sheets, people exchange answer sheets, and then some people will even come and say, pay me, I sit for your examinations. Or let me go out and write, and then I send the paper to you. So, but also the final one in this section, I want to advise you people. is be very, very conscious of the time. Budget your time very well and submit your paper by the time they say the time is off. Because an examiner can be able to, okay, the time is off, I give you 1 minute, 2 minutes, submit your paper, and by the time it is 2 minutes after, he will just close everything and say, even if you submit now, I will not accept that paper. So the issue of your answer sheets also is important. I've made some details in the paper I'm going to give you. But the most important, I will just mention one thing here. You should comply, very importantly, to your rough work. Don't bring external paper and say you're going to do your rough work. Any rough work you want to do it in the booklet and then cancel it. Cancel it. Ensure that you don't write within the margin. And like I always say, ensure that you do the paging. You fill only the columns that are supposed to be filled by you. Because on the front page of your question paper, there are columns that are for you. Your name, your number, the examinations you are going to say, as well as the questions you have answered. The other part are for the examiners who will mark you. Don't fill the part of the examiners, because one examiner really wanted to fail somebody because he did that. So we'll come to the section B of this dissent paper, that's paper 6. If you look at the survey laws and regulations, they want to teach you knowledge of the operation environment of the profession, the laws and the technicalities. But then section B is about issues of teaching you skill. Like I told you, there are two things, knowledge and skill here. So that's the question of paper 6. Paper 6 is trying to test your knowledge and skill. Those issues like questions will be asked that covers your methodology, issues of instrumentation, technical specifications, procedures like for surveying, SLTR, land reforms, GIS, NIS, and other professional bodies, among other topics that are relevant to our profession. So also revise the answer, what do you call it, questions, revised questions. Ensure that you do the revisions very well, so that and establish the trend. If a question comes out in 2025, the most likelihood is that question will not come out until 2030. You understand? Because as a registrar, we have the right to also coordinate the way the questions are set. If I see a question that has been there in 2025, it will be foolish for me to repeat that question in 2026. Not so. So ensure that you do at least take 5 years of those questions and then revise them. You will see that you will establish a pattern. You can be able to say, okay, this question has 80% chance of coming out in 2026. So let us go to the issues of professional essay. I'll soon finish. Professional essay, there are two, it has 4 questions only. And then you are expected to answer 1 question and get 50 marks as your pass mark. So what happens? Why are you giving professional essay? It's not only to test your technical skill, but also to test your ability to express yourself, your ability to articulate your thought, your ability to develop, execute, and manage policies for growth and sustainability of surveying. Because by the time you are registered as a surveyor, you have shifted from technician cadre, or let me say technical cadre, and to an officer cadre. You understand? You're on different platform now. It's just like a doctor who has finished his housemanship, or a lawyer who has passed the law school. You on different scale from the pupil surveyors, from the technologists, technicians, and others. So you are now an officer. In civil service, where promotion has no limitation. You can go to level 17. You can become surveyor of the state, surveyor of the federation. You understand? So you are now an administrator. You are now saddled with the responsibility of overseeing the growth of the profession. So how do we access you? We have to access your readiness to understand, develop and manage policies and growth, your own leadership ability, your own calmness. What are the things that are usually asked here? They want to test your ability to communicate. That's the most important. That one carries the highest mark out of everything. They can give you a question about, let's say, the 2027 election. Write a note on 2027 elections and how surveyor can be able to influence the policies. The population census is coming up. How do surveyors come in and play their part in this? So these are some of the things that you need to take care of. Of course, the previous speaker, we are finished with the papers now. The previous speaker has only spoken very well about your preparation within the examinations week. So I'll give you some more tips, just addition to what he has said. The issues are 7 that I have listed, but I know there are more than that because he has spoken about funding. Of course, SURCON examinations is not necessarily the most expensive examinations. It's among the cheapest examination, and the council, the registrar, is always trying to reduce the cost because we are very few. We need as many people into the profession as possible. The first thing is the issue of logistics. First of all, ensure that you confirm the venue, because I see a lot of people miss the venue. On the examinations day, they will start saying, why is the venue? Why is where? Ensure that you know the venue and the examinations you are going to sit. Ensure that you know the hall, as well as the time of the examination and the type of the examination you are going to sit. Some people are asking you, there are moments that we see some technicians sitting where the technologists are supposed to sit, or even where the people surveyors are sitting. But you are taking different examinations. Or a pupil surveyor coming for the survey examination, coming to write the technician examinations. So ensure that the paper you are going to write, the venue, the date, the time, and everything, and the hall, you will know that in advance. Because a lot of time is lost sometimes looking for where you are supposed to sit. Then your own accommodation. When you come to Abuja, please ensure that any accommodation that you're going to take should be as close to the venue as possible. In case of anything, supposing we are doing that in this public service as an example, and then you are staying in Apo, and you forgot your documents, or you forgot your ID card. For you to leave from the public service institute and come to Apo, by the time you come and go back, the examination has finished, not so. So ensure that you stay as close as possible to the venue, but do not compromise issues of the good lighting. There should be, the place we are going to stay should have very good light for security and for your comfort. Because sometimes you may like to wake up in the night and revise. So if there is no light, you'll just be held captive. Your issue of mobility. Ensure that anywhere you are going to stay is easily accessible. You can easily get, even if it is bike or Uber, that will be able to carry you within like 2 to 3 or 5 minutes from where you are staying to your venue. Because anything can happen, you can forget something. I mean, in your hotel room, and then you need to rush back and go and take it. So the examination timetable, like I have spoken, is very important. The name, time, and venue of your examination should be well known, as well as for the interview. Like I told you, know your group. News update. Ensure that because every panel group has a WhatsApp group. So always consult the WhatsApp group of your panel. Examiners or panelists will be able, sometimes they send information okay, we are going to see XYZ today. They send information on WhatsApp group. So if you are not there, then you will miss it, and then you blame yourself. Also, check SURCON website. SURCON website, they usually update news during the examinations, as well as please stay connected to your friends as much as possible, so that whatever is happening, you are not left in the dark. The issue of feeding, that's number 6 I want to speak about. Well, we should should all say we thank God because we are lucky. SURCON has been giving refreshment as well as lunch for all candidates that come to sit for the examinations, right from the time I started it when I was the registrar. And thank God the current registrar has maintained the tempo. Because we see that sometimes candidates come to the examinations without taking their breakfast, and their performance really declined. Their performance is not good. And we saw that between the paper 1 and paper 2, candidates usually rush out to go and eat and come back. And a lot of time is wasted on that. So to manage the time and to make them feel comfortable, we always give tea break in the morning when you come. And after your first paper, I'll give you lunch. If you don't have second paper, we just give you a takeaway. You take and go. So I hope and I believe the current registrar is also doing it. It's something that we introduced to ease the suffering of the candidates. So, but importantly, I want you to know what you eat. Avoid foods that may spoil your stomach during the examinations. Throughout the week, you can have food poisoning, then you are out of the paper. You can be having running stomach while you are writing paper and then your stomach is running. Which one do you do? So please be careful of what you eat, so that there's something that gives you energy, that gives you refresh, as well as that boost your mental thinking and capacity. The issue of well-being. There were times that candidates came to Abuja for an interview and they were attacked when they joined a taxi. Another one, I think, had accident on motorbike. So many things like that. So ensure that your well-being and your security is very important for you. Get adequate sleep, get good food, and be very, very conscious of your women in Abuja. So these are the tips I want you to, in addition to the financing that my brother has spoken about, these 7 things, please keep them. They are very important. Another thing I want to talk about, because there's a lot of fear and apprehension by people that, okay, candidates fail examinations throughout in one state. All the candidates that sat, they all failed. They did it. Nobody failed you, but they failed themselves. Why did I say so? The council examinations is always as transparent as possible. We place very, very, very high premium on the issues of transparency, on the issues of treating all candidates on the same platform, and ensuring that the highest level of integrity, as well as to build your confidence about that, okay, what I really scored is, okay, what is really given to me is what I really scored. My score matches my performance. So that's why we, as much as possible, make it as transparent as possible. So place high premium on that. And in case you have issues, candidates have the rights, have the power to look for remarking. You understand? You can call for remarking within 30 days after the release of your result. You can also complain and raise issues if you feel that you have been unfairly treated. You understand? You have the right to unfettered information about how the exams is being conducted. You have the right to for due process, ensuring fairness throughout the assessment. If you feel, yes, I have passed this paper, but when I entered the panel room, the examiners were very harsh on me. You have the right to complain, provided you have evidence. And council will appoint another set of examiners to do your own examinations. Within that very little time, council can organize, okay, we have another panel, go and face this panel. And you feel that, okay, I performed wonderfully on my paper, I did excellently on my paper, and now the result came out, I scored only 50. I'll be expecting 90. Okay, fine. You can write, you can petition the council. Council will bring out your paper within 30 days. If you do that within that 30 day, that period, this period, they will mark it by independent panel of examiners now. And then your due scores will be given to you. If there's that 50 you score, you will see that 50. And if you score 90, they'll give you 90. Nobody is taking the marks home. Nobody is using the marks. So these are some of the reasons as to why we want to build that, give you the feedback. We want to build institutional trust. We want to empower you through the due processes and others. So let me go to the last. I hope, can you see my screen?
No, sir. We cannot see us. No, sir.
Okay. Oh my God. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
You can see the screen.
Yes.
Okay, go to the last page.
Not yet.
No,
okay.
we can't see it.
Okay. Can you see it now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, let me share it with you again. Oh my God, no. Yeah. Well, okay. Okay. I just wanted to let me ask my son to share it while.
Can you please make him a co-host, please, so that he can share his screen? It's because he's not a co-host again.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, sir.
Are you there? Okay, I'm trying to share the screen with you. Okay, please turn on the sharing. Hello? Okay.
Yes, sir. You can share your screen now.
Okay, turn on the sharing screen. Okay. Can you turn on the sharing screen, please?
Yes, it is on now, sir. It is on. You can share your screen now.
Okay. Well, it's not showing here. It's not showing here.
And you are now a co-host, so you should have the ability to share your screen.
Well, I'm trying to do so from my laptop now. All the call I've been making was from my handset. That was why we're able to have it more stable.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to do so from.
You joined from your laptop too, sir?
Yeah, I joined from my laptop too.
Okay. That means we have to make your laptop a post too.
Okay, please do.
Yes.
Please do. Well, okay. I was just, hello, are we there?
Yes, sir. We can't identify the name you used on your laptop.
It's the same Kabir MM.
The Kabir MM we have here is a co-host already. So we don't know.
Okay, there's another one, this Kabir MM.
Yes, there's another one.
Okay, good.
We'll make that a co-host now. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Abdulhafiz. It's like the other Kabir has went off again.
Okay, did
He
it?
didn't went off. He's still there. He's still there. It's only
I'm
when he
still.
finish I hear
Can
him.
you hear me? I'm still there.
Okay. You are a co-host now. You cannot share your screen, sir.
Okay, let me attempt to do. Okay, good. Okay. And the last page is yeah, no problems. Okay, good. Hello.
Yes, sir. We can see your screen now.
We can hear you.
Okay, you can see my screen. This is an
Yes.
example of how your result comes in and is being presented to the council. You can see the first one is the serial number, the name XYZ, Abu Isa Joseph, and then the grading is over 100. As an example, candidate A, candidate number 1, he scored 66 in folio. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. We can hear you. Yes, sir.
Okay, and then he scored 70 in oral interview. In essay, he scored 60. And then in paper 6, he scored 52. He has no reference. That RF means reference, which means he has passed all the papers. And you will see under the remarks, that Q means he is qualified to be registered as a surveyor. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Because he has passed all. Then another scenario that you will meet is you will see that candidate number 2, he scored 46 in folio. He scored 45 in oral. But in 2023, he has already passes on essay paper. Because you can pass on the paper and then it will be recorded against you. So in the event that there is an omission, you know that you passed your essay paper as an example in 2022, 2023, and then that person is not recorded against you. And SURCON writes that, okay, you are either absent or you didn't pass the paper. You can petition and show them evidence that, okay, yes, I passed this paper in 2023. You understand? And then he scored, that's candidate 2, he scored 50 in paper 6, that's survey loss. So now, the thing is RF, reference folio, because he didn't get a minimum of 50 in folio, a minimum of 45 in oral defense, which means he has failed folio. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he has failed polio. As an example, another person who has 40 in folio, 30 in oral, 45 in essay, 47 in paper 6. So he has failed all because there is no place he met a minimum of 50. Then candidate 4, as an example, is another scenario. He has 65 in folio presentation, but in defending the folio, he scored 40. He has 70 in essay and 60 in paper 6. That's survey loss, which means he has reference in folio. But you can see in the remarks, we say it's going to sit essay. Sorry, it's not supposed to be. There's a mistake here. It's supposed to have been folio. His folio has been rejected. Why? Because as an example, the panel of examiners feel that he cannot sufficiently defend his folio, even though the performance was excellent, which means either of the two things. His own level of participation during the preparation of the folio is certainly very low, or somebody didn't work entirely for him, or he doesn't even know the whole exercise, because there is no way you can defend what you don't know. and there's no way you can know what you can defend. So if you don't know, it's very critical. Even if this guy scores 80 in folio, that's number 4. Even if not, let's say even 90, he scores 90 instead of 65. But then when it comes to oral defense, he scored like 40. Then he's deemed to have failed. You understand? So it's very important. Ensure that whatever you produce for examination in terms of folio, ensure that you can be able to defend it. Ensure very well that you can be able to defend it. Because the person in folio is dependent on passing your oral interview. The person in your oral interview is dependent on passing your folio, even though both of them carry independent marks of 100. Are we together?
Yes,
So
sir.
be sure about the issues of the reasons as to why your folio can be rejected. They are very important. And ensure that for everything you submit, be able to defend it anywhere. Otherwise, they will say you have failed your folio. So by and large, these are some of the things I just want to share with you. There are many, many more. But for the issue of time, it's almost 10 o'clock now. I think I will stop here and allow you to take over the session. I'm sure there are many questions that need to be asked, and I'm ready to attempt them because I cannot say I'm ready to answer them. I will attempt as much as possible. Thank you so much for the opportunity you all gave me, and I'm very, very happy to work with all of you. Thank you a lot. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so
so
much.
much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Please let's send in our reactions from the chat box. Let's appreciate our guest speaker, Surveyor Ambassador Kabir Mohammed. Thank you so much, sir. We really do appreciate
Thank you so
these
much, sir. We
wonderful
appreciate, sir.
insights for breaking it down for us. I think for me, I'm like 80% confident in the exam already with this analysis you've given us, and has been a wonderful session. So we will be taking, because of the time, I know it's worth it because we all want to pass. So I don't think we should complain about the time for now. But so that we'll not keep him for too long, I mean. So we'll be taking just few questions based on the presentation he has made. So if you have any question, kindly raise your hand so that we can call on you and you ask your question. So, sorry, sir. Do you want us to take? I will let us take like 5 questions, so, sir. Do you want us to take all the questions first so that you answer them together, or you will take them one by one, sir?
I would prefer. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
I prefer we take all the questions first.
All right, sir. So
if they are compelling and more than 5, I think there's no problem. I'm all here for you.
All right. No problem. Thank you.
Allow
Thank you.
everyone to have as much as possible.
All right, sir.
Thank
So
you.
he has given us the go ahead to take.
So what we do? What we do, sir? What we do, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Let
Yes,
us
sir.
take the questions part 3, first 3, second 3, third 3, and fourth 3. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
first
sir.
3, so that we don't lose track.
All right, sir. So
Yeah,
for those of us that might be in a place that is noisy, we can type in our question on the chat box. I will read for him so that he can help us answer them. So I'll be taking the first 3 people, which is Mr. Toba Ali, Mr. Michael Adeshina, and Mr. Busa Rishwaib. So Mr. Toba Ali, please kindly unmute your mic and ask your question. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
good evening, Toba.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, Toba. How are you? Thank you.
I'm okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, on the last screen that you shared with us, that's where I'm trying to see a scenario that if in a folio someone has a mark below 50, let's say 46, 47, and in the aura the person was able to defend the folio up to 70 or 80, what will be the fate of that person, sir? That's my question, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Toba. Your question has been noted. Mr. Michael Additional.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightenment. We really appreciate. My question goes thus: in the case of law, because I could remember while you are presenting to us, you said something concerning Coordination Act that we should not cram it, that we should just make sure we understand and we can write the exam in our own words. Once we can understand, we can just express our word. But for law, are we to read to understand and answer based on our English, or we have to write the answer based on word for word that has been written in the pamphlet that we read or in the manual, the material that we've read? So my second question now is that concerning the binding of our project, you said that we should make sure that the color of our project is a dark green, if I'm right. But then, if individually we go to different places to bind our project, we will discover that the green they might be using, even the dark, can take different color. It will still be a dark green, but it will be different. So I want to be so sure that, okay, what are we going to do to solve that kind of problem so that when we get to the examination panel, they will not question what we've brought in as our folio, sir. So those are my two questions. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Michael. So we'll be taking Mr. Busari Shuaib. Mr. HP, can you please rename your Zoom so that we can know your name? All right, so Mr. Busari, you can ask your question now.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear Busari. I can.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. My question goes thus, sir. Firstly, I want to ask about the logbook.
Yeah.
We have some set of people that we're supposed to write our own exam last year, but due to some that came up from the SURCON that we are unable to write exam. Our own pupillage now is now heading to 3 years. Which means, are we going to write a logbook that will cover 2023, 2024, 2025 to 2026 February? So are we going to write it like that, or we are going to write just our logbook? Is it going to cover 3 years, or is it going to cover 2 years? Thank you, sir.
All right, Thank you. So, yes, sir, you can take the first three questions.
Okay. Okay, let me start with Toba. Thank you, Toba, for the question. But let me say, let me start with the screen that I still have here. You can see this, the candidate number 4, as an example. He scored 65 in folio presentation, then oral defense independent folio. He scored 40, and this is your main concern now. As an example, you say a candidate scores 60 in the folio and then 70 in the oral. There is no way this candidate will fail. Unless, hello? Yeah.
My concern is if the candidate has less than 50 in folio and scored 70 in oral, sir.
Okay. If you have less than 50 in folio and you score 70, is that what you are saying in the oral?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The issue is you must. That's what the act says. Huh? you must be able to score 50 here. You can see the arrow. I mean the arrow. Are we together? And then
Yes,
at
sir.
least 50
Yes, sir.
here.
Yes, sir.
So if, like this candidate, we said he has failed, that's RF reference folio. You can see here he has passed 65, not so? The quality, the presentation, the context, and the everything about his folio, he scored 65. But when he comes to defend it here, he scored 40. You understand? The idea is folio is combination of the booklet itself, the folio, as well as your ability to defend it. If your booklet is good and you cannot defend it, then you have failed the folio. If your defense is also good, but then the folio is bad, you have also failed. But there are situations whereby examiners will sometimes look at one or two things. Some people, because it all depends on the mark the examiners gave you, how much you're able to satisfy them. Some people can write very well, but when it comes to speaking, they are very poor. You know, there are some people who will be even stammering. You understand? Not that they don't know, but their ability to express themselves is really very difficult. If you are able to satisfy the forum of examiners, okay, this guy, he knows the work, we're convinced he did the work by himself, but then he is unable to express himself well, because we cannot all be very eloquent at the same time. Some are good, some are bad. Some are eloquent writers, some are eloquent in speech, you understand. Only very few people you see that are eloquent in both. So the examiners will use their judgment, and they have to write an explanatory note. Okay, this guy, his defense of the folio is fantastic. We are fully convinced that he knows the work, and so that's why we're able to give him, like, say, 50 pass mark. And for the defense, you see, like, he has 90. But it's very rare if you can score 90 at oral and then you score something. The examiners will not give you something less than that 50. You understand? Even if it's no good, but your ability. So in most cases, you see where the goodness come is from the from the folio itself. If your writing is excellent, you follow all the due process, you will see that you have high score. For the defense, it's natural. Sometimes I may come to the hall hungry, I may come sick, a lot of things could influence my ability to defend it. So it's not something like straight jacket. It's something that the examiners, they should be able to evaluate you and convince themselves that, okay, you have had significant level of performance and you're able to defend what is defendable. So I hope that clears that one. The issue of the Survey Laws and Survey Coordination Act, of course, if you want to perform excellently, even in the court, when you are quoting a law, in most cases, you can give section this and that. And then you cannot say, okay, section 1 of the Act says there shall be, the council is hereby charged with the duties of this and that, and you put them A, B, C, D, E, F. Huh? Hello? It's very difficult for you to convince me that I ask you what are the functions of the council, as an example, and then you write everything that you can see as per section 4 of the Enabling Act. That is, the council is hereby charged with the full general duties of, and you list them from 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 A to F sequentially, no change of words, nothing. You know, it will raise a lot of suspicion. So don't cram, understand and put it in your own language. I mean, in your own ways of expressing yourself. What you are looking for is not only your ability to cram, but your ability to express yourself. You can say, okay, the functions of the council are initiated or are listed in Section 4 of the Enabling Act, S18, Laws of Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and they are as follows. Determining who is a surveyor, you don't need to go. Determining what standard of knowledge and skill, disciplinary procedures, d. You understand? Regulating and controlling and securing the register. So you can. There is a guy I met last year, and the examiners were finding a lot of difficulty in determining whether he cheated or he didn't, and whether he sat for someone or he didn't sit for someone. And I was supervising the examination, so the general overseeing, let me say. So one of the class of the examiners, they called me while they were writing the exams. Okay, we believe this guy, his passport, we don't believe his identity because his passport doesn't really match him. And then I think he's from one of the states. And then that guy is also trying to misbehave. The first thing I said, okay, let me see your paper. He brought the paper. It was law that he was writing. And after collecting the paper, I saw it. And what he wrote in the paper is exactly word by word what was in the Enabling Act. Well, most of them, they didn't realize that. But I said, look, you copied this thing from the Act. He said, no, he didn't. I said, you did. He said, no. I said, okay. Get the Act. They brought the Act. And I gave one of the examiners, I said, hold the Act. You read your paper. It was then he started shaking. You understand? So even if you're able to cram everything from A to Z, ensure that you just think a little, because they will feel you have copied, no matter how much. It happened to me one time in my secondary school. I don't want to go back to that. Our economics teacher, she gave a question, and I downloaded everything. She did every part of the lecture note. Of the class note she gave us. She called people. She said she doesn't believe that I didn't write it from her notes. I told her no. They had to put me in the classroom separate, and they asked me to write it, and I wrote it again. But it takes a lot of time for people to do that. Nowadays, there is no patience. In those days, that's in the 70s, there was that patience. They want to know. So people will not believe you, honestly. In those days, if they believe you, okay. But now they will not believe you. So the issues, try as much as possible to cut the relevant part. You understand? If they say function of the council, you say Section 4. If they say disciplinary procedure, you say Section Kada, this and that, and this is what it says. Don't overflow the issues. Laws is for you to show that you know, not necessarily for you to show that you know the English. And I hope I've got that one. And then the binder of your project, the color. I'll refer you to the candidate's handbook. That's examination guidelines for people surveyors. I think all of you have it.
Yes.
If you look at if you look at page 17, that is the sample color for the pupil surveyors who are sitting for the surveyors examination. The colors might sometimes change, but then it's always within the tolerable limits. Don't do it too dark green so that it looks like blue. Or don't look at don't do it too much. Too light green, so it will look like something else. Huh?
Yes, sir.
You can even do it in terms of, like, say, the flag of Nigeria is acceptable. You can do, the council, the SURCON emblem, the SURCON logo. You can also take that color. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So it's acceptable. Those shed within the tolerance limit, they are acceptable. Thank you. And so, Busari, thank you also for the issues of your logbook. It all depends. If you start for the examinations, let's say in 2023, and didn't pass, reference folio, you have to either, if they like, but in most cases you have to do it again. And because what the law says, you should at least do within 2 years. Sometimes you find work that you did 3 years ago, and then you try to panel beat it. It's not allowed. Ensure that all the work you do is within that 2 years of your pupillage. Of course, sometimes your pupillage may take more than 2 years, but what is required, if you take 2023, okay, then do it within 2023, 2024, and 2025. All your projects should cover within that period. Or if you take like 2024 to 2025 and then 2026, it's safer for you. But I don't know what they do now. And that's why I said, for everything you do, you read here, also consult the documents as well as consult the council. Because it's like 3 or 4 years, 3 years now since I left the council. Things might have changed. You understand? So that's
Yes,
for this one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you a lot.
All right, thank you so much, sir. So we are going to take the next 3 questions.
Okay, good.
Then we will take the one in the chat box, and that will be all for today. So, Mr. Olusoji Adisa, you can ask your question now, sir.
Oh, good evening, sir. Thank you very
Good
much.
evening. Good evening, Adisa. How are you?
Very
Thank
fine,
you.
sir. Your lecture tonight was very impactful, and it broadened our horizon very well. We appreciate that, sir. So I
Thank
want
you so
to
much.
ask about, you talked about employment records. That was the first screen you shared. So the employment record, is it from the supervisor or probably the company you did IT, say, Surveyors, and any other job? So are we going to take the employment record from each of those companies plus the supervisor that supervises our projects? That is question 1, sir. Then 2, you talk about making our presentation to stand out. And that's where you talk about infographic, demonstration, then diagram. So I would like to ask, how do we go about it? I would like you to help us shed more light so that at least, because I once spoke with one of the examiners before, and he also expressed that kind of boredom too, going through a lot of people's. So, but if this method, like you have said, will make it easier and make the project to stand out, so I would like to make more inquiry about it, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Adisa.
All right, thank you. So we'll be taking, I was seeing Mr. Infianyi before, I think. Okay, Mr. Infianyi Ugo.
Yeah,
I'm sorry if I
evening,
don't
sir.
pronounce that correctly. All right. Good evening.
No problem, sir. Good evening, sir. Please,
Good
when
evening.
it comes to
So, when it comes to folio defense, that's the oral. The questions that the supervisors, not the examiners normally ask, should we be expecting questions that are not, I mean, aside from current affairs, should we be expecting questions that are not in our folio, like most of the things that we didn't put in our folio, but it's a survey-related questions? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
Like,
I
it's a
understand.
survey-related questions, but
I understand. I
it's not
understand.
in, like, it's not in your...
All right, sir.
I understand.
Yes, sir. That was my question,
All
sir.
right. So we'll be
Okay.
taking the last question for this session here. Mr. Biliamin Sulaiman.
Good evening. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
My question is on the issue of employment. In a case whereby when the person was enrolled for pupillage, so the person already has a supervisor, but later the person got appointment, whether with the state government, maybe at the office of Surveyor General. So is the person going to change the supervisor, or how is it going to be?
Okay.
All right, thank you. So that's the
Yeah.
3 questions for this session, sir.
Okay. Thank you. I wanted to get some relevant part of the function. I mean, of the council, so that I can read that part to you. And okay. The issue of employment record. There are 2 things here. There are cases where your supervisor is your employer. There are cases where your employer is not your supervisor. But then also within the same, within the same framework, there are cases whereby your supervisor, your employer, they are not the same person, but you are working in the same place. We all know it's possible, not so? Good. So the issue is the employment record is who is actually employing you, who's under which office are you working. That's what they call a certificate of experience. You understand? As an example, the section 13(6) of the Act gave the offices that should be able to give you that employment record, that certificate of experience. It doesn't mean that, as an example, let me start. Let me read section 13(6) of the Act. For the purposes of this section, approved office includes, those approved office are the office under which a surveyor is, a pupil surveyor is supposed to have his 2 years, minimum of 2 years experience. They are different from the person who is supervising you. First, the office of the Surveyor General of the Federation. There are 2 different persons. You understand? There is the Surveyor General of the Federation himself, and there is an office of Surveyor General. Are we together? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. Let's say, as example, you are working as the office of Surveyor General of the state, because it's where I was before. Huh? And then me as Surveyor General, I supervise you. I will give you 2 letters. I will give you 2 letters. First, I will give you a letter from the office of Surveyor General, duly signed by me. And then I will give you also letter as your supervisor. You understand? Now, another scenario is you are also my staff. Let's say you are people surveyor in my office as surveyor general of the state. And then one of my directors is supervising you. I will give you a letter of employment duly signed as surveyor general of the state. Not so? And then your supervisor will be the one who will sign, who will give you attestation and everything. So also, as an example, issue of okay, those are the approved offices. Like they said, Survey of the Federation, Survey of a state, Survey Department of the Federal Capital Territory, or Office of any licensed surveyor, Survey Department in each university or school approved by the minister. You understand? That's how it is, but it's supposed to be approved by the council. That's one of the amendments we are recognized by the minister. That's one of the amendments we want to make, that it should be approved by the council. In view of the relevant part of the act, which says the council have the right to determine the standard of knowledge and skill that persons wishing to to become surveyors should possess. It's not the minister, but it's the council. So supposing you are employed in the survey department of, let's say, Federal Polytechnic, Mina. You know there's a head of department there. If the HOD is your supervisor, he will give you 2 letters. He will sign your folio, he'll give you letter of employment and sign your folio. But if within the department is another person entirely who is supervising you, then that person will do your attestation, sign the relevant parts, and then the head of department or even the university, the polytechnic, will be able to give you. You present your letter of employment. Okay, I'm under active employment of this. But if you're in a private office, that office should be able to give you a letter of employment on its letterhead. Then within that office, whoever is supervising you, that person should be able to be the one to sign your forms, your attestation, everything. I hope I made that clear.
Yes, very
then
well, sir.
The issue of infographics, presentation, presentations, graphics, what do you call it? Tabulations and others. I think they are very important. Like I said, they make your presentation shorter, precise, and you speak a lot with little. As an example, you want to do flow analysis. So instead of you describing how things cascade from A to B, simple graphs and information in pictures and visualization. You know what they say, picture speaks more than words. A picture is worth 1,000 words, you understand? So that's exactly what we want to capture. Examiners, like you said, somebody admitted to you, like I said, they get bored with reading long literature. But by the time you present to them a diagram, as an example, how I did my work, you can do it in a flowchart, not so. Okay, at the beginning, at the top, you say reke, you understand? And then after reke, you said connection. After connection, data collection. After this and that, processing. You understand? Or as an example, you wanted to do utility surveys. So I saying, okay, I went, I carried my GPRS, GPR, that's ground penetrating radar. I did this and that. Why don't you just put it schematically? I did this, I did that, I did this. I think that will be, from looking within just one diagram, you can be able to explain 2 or 3 pages. How do you do infographics? How do you do charts, flow diagrams, etc., etc.? Your ordinary computer system should be able to give you that. And there are other applications that you just, what do you say, just upload your data and give the command. It will give you all the infograph that you need. Okay, I need an infograph of a layout surveys. I need an infograph of hydrographic surveys. This and this are my data. You understand? Within 1 minute, 2 minutes, you will see your infograph is out. It doesn't mean that you went and dubbed ChatGPT. It doesn't, because you are feeding your data. You understand? You are only aiding it. I mean, it's only aiding you based on the data you gave it, which is quite different from somebody who doesn't have any data at all, and then he went and downloaded it. You understand? So even this plagiarism, you see that they catch people because they copied online, is because they did not give the application their acquired data. If you give an application your acquired data, there is no way, no matter how somebody tries to find out whether it's a ChatGPT, it's a Gemini, is this and that did the work for you, they can never find, because your data is your data. Your data speaks for itself. So don't feel afraid to use modern technology. That's one of the problems we have as surveyors today. You see, you have all this. Example, some people, you can make your work better. Okay, as an example, you say, okay, I want to do this and that mapping. I want to go and do a control extension. Okay, you can go to your total station, you can go to a differential GPS to do this and that. But why don't you upgrade it? So that instead of processing, all the processes are there, and you from the field, you send your data directly to the office, processed by GPRS. You understand? You don't need to waste your time on a lot of things. Things have been made much easier now. Don't feel afraid to use technology, but be able to explain whatever you are presenting, as well as ensure that anything that you are going to get out of that technology is based on the data that you fed it. They say garbage in, garbage out. You understand? If you give it a good data, it will bring out a good data for you, and then you can be able to defend it. If you don't give it no data at all, there will be no data. In ordinary research now, all you do is to give the data. Input the data. You know, this SSPR, that's social, what do you call it? Social packet, statistical packet for social sciences. As an example, you give all your data, it will do the analysis, it will give you the graph, it will give you the infographic, it will give you charts and everything, scatter diagrams, whatever you want. So all those, nobody said that because you collect your data X, Y, Z, and T, you cannot use computer to process the outcome. You cannot use computer to visualize. Visualization is one of the principal aspects of surveying. Please, we need it. That's why you see GIS today is taking over our profession. Thank you so much. Then the issue of by Ugo, thank you, Ugo, for that. Interviews, oral interviews, like I said, in the defense, the principal thing that carries weight is how you are able to defend your folio. how you are able to defend your folio. But also, like I said, you transiting from technician cadre now to surveyor or officer cadre, you don't need to behave like a mechanic that only knows how to clean plugs, how to change, what do you call this, injector, how to remove tire, etc. That doesn't know about what is happening within his environment. That's why you see they ask you, after they finish asking you all everything about your folio, they want to engage you. They want to engage you on what you know about the current affairs in the nation. What you know. But nobody will ask you outside your folio. You understand? Like you did a hydrographic survey, or like say you did a as-built. Nobody will ask you and give you mark based on something like a geological, mining surveys, mining cadastre. You understand? It's about the project that you did, but the current affairs, they want to test your knowledge, because you are now not somebody who is using tools, but somebody with analytical mind, somebody who can make policies, somebody who can lead even Nigeria. You understand? So you need to know beyond your profession. That's the question, and that's the thing they are trying to show you. Don't limit yourself, but those ones doesn't carry heavy marks. You understand? Because like I told you, these things are weighed. Every question or every part of it has its own weight. Some parts can carry 10 marks, others can carry 2. You understand? So those are the parts that are just peripheral, by the way, to really ice your presentation. So nobody is going to fail you because they ask you who is the as example, you scored 55, and then somebody from outside asks you who's the minister for FCT, and then you say let's say Adisa as an example. Only this is Mr. Olusoji Adisa. You know, you really messed yourself, didn't you? But then they will not fail you because of that if you are passed. But if you answer well, you say yes, I'm good. Somebody may just say, okay, let's just give him 1 mark. As an example, you understand. There are things that you cannot get if you didn't answer well, and there are things you get if you answer well. Thank you so much. So, Benjamin, I think your question is similar to the question raised by Adisa. If the explanation I gave to Adisa is certainly solved your questions, I think we don't need to go back to it. Otherwise,
Yes, sir.
please. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
In the office where the person was previously enrolled, that's a private firm.
Okay, previously enrolled.
The person later got appointment at the office of Surveyors.
Okay,
So,
what I'm saying, let me try to tell you what I think you are asking me. If I'm wrong, please redirect me to exactly what you are trying to ask. As an example, you are working in a university, okay? And you started your pupillage there, okay? And then along the way, you got employment in the office of Surveyor General of the state or of the federation. Is that?
exactly similar.
Okay, good. Now you are asking how do we solve those things? I spent 1 year in the university, 2023 to 2024. Now, Surveyor of the Federation or Surveyor of my state gave me work since 2024, and I now want the examinations. What you do is very, very simple. SURCON is very flexible. You understand? All the work that you have done within that period at the university, they are valid. Huh? Whatever that has been signed by the HOD or your supervisor there, they are valid. They will give you a letter of employment because naturally you will have it, you understand, to indicate that, okay, I was at the university from this time to that time. All the work you have done, they are valid. Now you come to the office of the Surveyor General of the Federation. You will get another supervisor if you wish. And then there is what we call the change of supervisors. Are we together? Even if you are not happy with your supervisor, even if you are not happy with your supervisor, for no reason, because you feel he cannot help you, you have the right, without any questioning, to request for the change of supervisor, and SURCON will issue you that. You understand? But usually, to maintain good relationship, we always insist that there is always should be handing over and taking over. You understand? The supervisor will give you a release letter. As an example, now the university will give you a release letter to another supervisor, to the office of, that's the supervisor in the university will give you a release letter. Okay, this guy, XYZ, we have 5 folio with him. He has done 3, you understand? But now he's no longer working with us. So now he's in the office of the State Surveyor General. We are transferring him there. If there is a person who will supervise him in office of the Surveyor General of the Federation or of the state, he can hand over the people to him now. Huh? And if there is no person, there is nothing stops that supervisor in the university finishing the work he started with you. Despite the fact that you are working somewhere else, there is flexibility, you understand? So nothing stops that. All things are being documented. You can show, okay, I was at the university, did this and that, and I did my first year, and my supervisor, we did 5 projects with him, but when I went to Office X, like say Office of Surveyor of the State, the only person who is the Surveyor General of the State, or the only person who is qualified to supervise me is the Surveyor General of the State, and he's very busy. That's why I continue with my project with the surveyor in the Polytechnic. You understand? So that's how it works. It's very, very flexible. It's flexible. There is special form for change of supervisors. You can change your supervisor anytime if you wish, but don't do it when it is too late. You understand? Because that can give you problems. You finish your project, or you did 90%, 80%, 60% of the project, and then you say, okay, you change me to him, or call him to me now. Whatever you decided with him might not be the same thing I will focus, or the something my own idea of the project you have done 60% is not the same idea. It's not the same with the idea of your previous supervisor. So you can have conflict there. So please, if you want to change your supervisor, do it when it is not too late. Because the idea is to get somebody who can add value to you. If your supervisor is extorting you, please, and you feel you don't have he doesn't even have the right to extort you at all. You understand? You can change anytime. Nobody can force you to remain with anybody. It's democratic. So of course, SURCON is democratic. You are free to change your supervisor. Your supervisor dies. Your supervisor is incapacitated. Your supervisor say, Kai, I'm tired of your trouble. Please go and find someone. Must you remain with him? You would not. Or you say, Kai, supervisor, I'm very tired of your trouble. I will go and find someone with good reason. So at least they don't say you are a rebel. You understand? With good reason, you can be able to change your supervisor any day. Not only one. If you go to the next one, you are not happy, you can also take another one to the time you finish your pupillage. Thank you so much.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir, for
Thank you, Alex.
taking all our questions very well. So, okay, I think we have the Deputy National Chair. So please quickly ask your question so that I can read the ones that stand out in the chat box. So I can.
Good evening, sir. My question, I have only one question. There was a time I attended one of your lectures, though it is a hybrid. So I came across that you are saying that someone can use his own undergraduate practical as his own folio. I don't know whether I had the conversation correct or not, sir. So I have been thinking of how to ask the question, but now I think it is the right time for me to ask the question so that I can get it right. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, okay, that's one. Then another two.
All right, sir. From the chat box, I think there has been a question about the employment letter, which you have trashed out already. So someone is asking, in a case where we want to call for a write of any exam within the allowable time frame, is there any payment that will be made? So that's the person's question. Then
okay,
another question is, in the execution of our project, is there a scenario that they can allow us use RTK mode of the GNSS for observations, or it is outrightly disallowed? Please, I need a clarification on this, because someone told me I can't use it for any observation in respect to our project.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's the question.
Okay, good. Let me take them one by one again. The issue of using undergraduate work. Well, maybe I didn't. Maybe you didn't get me well, to be honest, because by the time you graduated, you cannot start writing your exams. I mean, your SURCON exams, unless you finish your NYSC. Not so. And by the time you finish your NYSC, then you get enrolled. I believe at least 2 years must have passed. And all the work by the act you are supposed to do should be within those 2 years of your pupillage, beginning from when you start your pupillage, 2 years after. So you cannot be undergraduate and then you be a pupil surveyor. So that's outrightly not allowed, because you must first of all get your result, which will make you eligible, not entitled, eligible to, entitled to be examined, and then your NYC certificate. So the scenario, I think, is really very difficult. That's one. And two, the folio you are going to do, of course, you can build on what you did as undergraduate. You can increment it. As an example, you did, let me see. As an example, I'm just giving a typical example, does not necessarily mean. But that's why the role of halt part in survey is always important. let's say you did a perimeter survey when you're undergraduate, and now purely you want to do spot heighting, contours for engineering work, etc., on the same site. You know, naturally you have to do perimeter. But you can write in the comment, okay, there's this perimeter survey. Since my main focus is this contours, my main focus is for this road profiling, as an example. The perimeter survey was done by me in 2022. This project is built up. So I don't need to do the perimeter survey now because I already have the data. But the principal thing I want to do is to do the contours. You understand? The profiling. So that could be accepted, but it's only very risky. I'm just giving a hypothetical situation. You understand? And I don't think SURCON will allow that, because if you are doing any project, it has to be in its own completeness. But if you are doing on the same site, that, as an example, you have already established the boundary before, but now you want to elevate it further. You want to do what do I say? Utility surveys. You want to do contour surveys. You want to do etc. Soil analysis, etc. You can say, okay, I already got the perimeter, and my main project is profile. My main project is contour. My main project is because of this and that purpose. It will be excused, but I will not advise you to do that. So the issue of making payment in writing and writing your, you are not allowed to write your exams. Well, okay, you can write, but you are going to make payment. The issue is that you are applying for remarking or writing. If you are applying for remarking, you have like 30 days to apply because you feel aggrieved that the marks that are given to you is not what you duly deserve. Fine, you can apply for remarking, not rewriting. You can remark. I mean, the panel will come and remark and you make payment. I think the last time I knew it was like 100,000 naira per paper. If you want to, maybe they must have changed it within that 30 days. But if you want to rewrite the examinations, you are going to pay. You are going to pay for each work. There is going to be payment. So I don't know how much it is now. There are cases whereby you make half payment if you are sitting for one paper, or the whole payment, depending on the situation. Some people will be absent. Some people, you have the right for deferment, you understand. But that will not mean that the money for the examinations that you paid will also be deferred. Say you paid in 2026, and then you cannot say in 2026 you say, okay, I paid in 2026, now 2027 on shift, I will not pay. No, the examination fees are not refundable, and once you pay them, they have been paid. Whether you pass or you don't pass, if you're sitting for another one, you pay for another one. I hope I made clarification for both the two now. The rewriting and remarking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then the issue of projects using RTK. Yeah. The issue of RTK, honestly, I don't know. I don't know as to why they say they should not accept RTK. You know, unfortunately, we don't have council now. Council should be able to have determined what are the requirements. But I think it's allowed. But I will ask the registrar what is happening about the issue of RTK. By and large, if you follow the act, you understand. If you follow the act, which was 1989 Act, if you check the section of supplementary provisions, let me say another. It's not there, sir. So if you check the side of the exams, give me another. Okay, there's another. If you check the side of the exams, and check the syllabus, you will see that issues like digital photogrammetry is not recognized. Issues of using total station, course, they're all not recognized. So if we say we must not do anything, then we must work by the law. And by the time we work by the law, what is provided in the act, then definitely, I'm telling you, we will not be able to go anywhere. Let me just read for you the first schedule of the Enabling Act. That's S18 under the examinations. And let me read for you the issues of, let's say, photogrammetry as an example. Photogrammetry. They are now thinking of a precise method of determining latitude, longitude, and azimuth. We are talking about Laplace corrections, deviation of the vertical. You understand? So all this now, principle of stereoplotting instrument, error triangulation, method of map revision from air photographs. You see, we have all gone beyond that now, didn't we? We have gone beyond that. So I don't know, but my own suggestion, I'm just making a recommendation. I think we need to go together with the technology. Otherwise, we'll be left behind. And if we say we are going to follow the law word by word, term by terms, then whatever we are doing, I think we are going above what the law says. There are some places where you see you have to use standardized tape, standardization. You have to do corrections. You have to take first left, first right, and match them by 30 seconds. Who's talking about all those now? I think nobody is talking about them. With autonomous GPS, autonomous labeling. So I think, but I will ask the registrar whether that assertion is true or not. I cannot say, but in my own opinion, I think RTK is quite all right, depending on the nature of the survey work that you want to do. You can see the problem we have now with the issue of our general boundaries and fixed boundaries. That one only has taken a lot of work out of the table of surveyors. It has taken a lot of work, and given that work to the GIS people, to others, because the world is now looking for faster, cheaper, more accessible ways of doing business, That's why you see, if you go to international meetings, you always hear there's complaints about it is surveyors that are holding down progress. It's because of all this. So we need to change our attitude. You are the ones that are coming up now. Please, when you reach there, ensure that you embrace technology. anything that technology brings, be the first people to own it before others. Otherwise, we'll be sliding backward. Thank you so much. I'll get back to you later through the
All right.
chairman. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful answer. So we have two more questions in the chat board, and I have a question myself too. So that will make it three. I will call it a day, sir. So
Thank you.
yes, sir. So good evening,
Yeah.
sir. In the course of filling the logbook, I forgot to input one of my projects on the month I supposed to. I instead put one of the project carried out in the office. Can it be cleaned, or it should be rewritten on the next page? That was the question. Good evening, sir. One of my project was rejected because it was in the same location with another project, which is included in my synopsis. How can I inform SURCON office about the new project I want to replace it with? That's the second question, sir. So to my own question, sir. I go through the route that I used my ND to apply with SURCON. So I did exam into the technology SCADA, then into the pupils of your SCADA. Then I'm now preparing to write into the Surveyor SCADA. But I have my supervisor for technologist SCADA and the pupils of your SCADA died 8 months into my pupillage, and I've executed one project under him, which is the perimeter survey. It's a productive job. I have the copy of the survey he signed then before he died. So we've moved to one of his supervisee that is supervised for SURCON that is not eligible to take SURCON candidates too. So I want to, my first question is, I want to ask, do I need to provide the two employment letter one, that I was once employed by him before his death, then I'm now employed by the new company? Then I want to also ask that, because I go through the route of professional exam, do I need to provide my other certificates now, because I've concluded my HND now and I have my NYSC certificate too? Do I need to carry all these certificates too along while doing it? Then the third question is, the perimeter survey plan that I signed that time, I've reproduced it in the SURCON standard format. But my desk supervisor cannot sign it again, and he was the one that collected beacon numbers on those pillars. I've referenced the plan on the survey plan that I produced. So I want to ask, is it correct for my supervisor to sign the survey that I referenced his beacon number? Because I've applied for change of supervisor I've submitted the death certificate and all the likes, and it has been approved that we can move to the new supervisor since January 2025. So I want to ask if I can do it that way, sir. So that's my three questions. Thank you, sir. So
that makes the questions to be like 7 now.
okay, sorry, sir.
Well, thank you so much. That's the joy of everything.
Yes, sir.
People asking questions is an indication that there is general interest.
Yes,
and
sir.
thank you for the interest. And I would like to take them one by one.
All right, sir.
Making mistakes in your logbook. Is it allowed for you to clean it or clear it and then or erase it and write something on top? Erasing, mutilation, destruction of any part of any document, including your field books, computation sheets, survey plans, and etc. That includes your logbook as part of your documents, will call for an outright rejection of your folio. So you can do one of the two things. You can either neatly cancel it, and then go to the next page and put it. Even if you want to do an addendum, you understand, you can get an addendum and insert it to replace that page. Okay, there is a mistake here, but this is the one. But safest for you, if you and your supervisor rhyme together, you go and explain to him, get a new logbook, and then he signs the relevant part, you sign the relevant part. That will be safer for you. But don't write anything on top of anything, or delete it, or mutilate it, or not. It's a problem. The second question is one of his projects was rejected because of the issue of location, which the two projects share in the same location. Now he has changed location, and how would he inform SURCON that he has changed the location? It's simple. The same procedure that you did, your logbook will tell. You can also write the SURCON. Okay, in view of the issues that I faced the other time, and the opportunity for allowed to me for remediation, I've chosen site XYZ. My documentation, my data, my logbook, my supervisor, they all attest to this. So when you come for the examinations, they will look at it, and I believe you will not have any issue. The other question, I think, is from the convener of this meeting, and thank you so much for bringing something that I should have spoken about, as sort of educating us on how to become a surveyor by the Enabling Act. You can become a surveyor like he did by following the rank. You don't need to be a graduate from the university to become a surveyor. Now, before, with your secondary school certificate, you can be able to become a surveyor, because that time they have pre-technician. But I think it has been stopped, but not effectively. So I don't know. With your secondary school certificate, you can write the pre-technician examinations. Huh? Once you pass the pre-technician examinations, you do your attachment with an approved office for 2 years. You can write the technician examinations. If you pass the technician examinations, you get experience for 2 years. You pass technology, and then you go and write the technologist examinations. Once you are able to do that, you also do the experience for 2 years. You can go and write the pupil surveyors examinations. So please educate other people that it's not a must that you must be in the university before you become a surveyor. You can become a surveyor with your ND. You can become fully registered with your ND. Just do the technician examinations and pass it. Go and do technology examination and pass it, and then you are qualified for the surveyor. And that's do your pupil surveyor, and then you are qualified for a surveyor examinations. So it's very important, because you can also, right from your, as an example, your polytechnic, or as an example, I've seen someone who was in the university reading surveying, but before then he wrote the technician examinations, he passed. He wrote the technology examinations, and he passed. He was in the university and he was a pupil surveyor. You understand? Because he came through that processes. So by the time he will write his SURCON examination and get his registration, his mates were in the university and they was receiving lecture together in surveying. So it's an opportunity for you and for everyone. So I think you did very well by going the that way. So the issue of the supervisor died during your pupillage. Well, automatically, once a supervisor passes on, automatically it's now up to you to choose another supervisor. And then whatever work that the supervisor has done, the signing he did, the letters he gave you, everything he did, legally speaking, they are still binding. They are still binding. You can use it to do all the registration that you are required to do. You don't need to say, okay, let me change this thing because he died, or I must do this and that. No, whatever he did it to you as a supervisor. As your supervisor, then the new supervisor should not say, okay, because I've taken over from him, now I'm going to get another supervisor. You don't need to get another letter of employment, because that work you did with him, it was when you were under his active employment. So the only thing is the continuity now. He died, you change supervisor, and you change the place of work. That guy will take what do you call the new burden now of seeing you through. That's partly. Maybe it's 1 year, he will conclude the 1 year that the late supervisor has started. So you are talking about professional exams certificates, huh?
Yes, sir. When you said I
you
have
want
the original certificates for the professional exams, but you said we should
yes.
carry along all our certificates, the originals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You should carry along all the certificates, including your birth certificate.
Yes, sir.
You understand? Including your birth certificate, including your primary school certificate. Because that's what is supposed to be. Don't feel that one certificate is not important, or one document. All the documents about you, including your local government. You understand?
Yes.
You should know that the persons who examined you as a pupil surveyor, as a technician and technologist, they are not the same people who are now going to interview you. They are not the same people who look at your documents. So it will be very foolhardy for you to say, okay, where is your WAEC certificate? You say, I showed it to the previous panel when I sat for the technologies examination.
Yes, sir.
Don't take chances. Always ensure that whatever you have, no matter how bulky they are, bring them on. Bring them with you. They may be needed, they may not be needed, but I'm sure this one you are speaking about, they will be needed. So they will ask for you, and they will ask those things from you. And then you said perimeter was signed by your late supervisor.
Yes, as a productive job.
You
was
produced
to the client.
in the standard format.
Yes, sir. Delivered to the client. But my name and the certification that used to be on the normal SURCON draft is not on that blue copy.
It's not, or it's now on the blue copy?
No. I have the blue copy that he signed, that he delivered, the office copy that he signed and delivered to the client for the perimeter survey we did then. But now,
Okay,
when
but
I'm preparing my SURCON plan, I will have to put certification and by the supervisor and my own certification too on one side so that I can sign and the supervisor can sign too. So, but the SURCON number that will quote on it will be for the survey you did then.
Yeah.
But my new supervisor is not the one that got those SURCON numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I've referenced the plan that he did that time. So I'm saying, can my new supervisor sign it because I've referenced it already, and the new supervisor is not here to append the signature to the SURCON number he got.
I will advise my own honest advice.
Yes, sir.
Is go and do another one.
Okay, sir.
That's my honest advice. And
Yes,
I have
sir.
a reason why I advise you like that. By the time you change the nature of any document,
Yes, sir.
that document is not the same with the original document. Not so.
Yes,
The
sir.
original document doesn't carry this new format now that you have.
Yes.
And the person who is going to sign it is not the same person under whom you did that work. It will be risky for even the supervisor himself to sign that work that has now been modified. You understand?
Yes,
Thank
sir.
God it's not a big deal. It's a perimeter, something you can do in one day and finish. You understand? Don't
Yes, sir.
risk getting yourself disqualified and putting your supervisor in trouble.
All right,
Because
sir.
give it to me, I will not sign it. I will not sign it. I will not. Because I know the implication. You know, it's like you are adopting somebody's document and then modifying it and then you come and sign it. You are claiming that, okay, because that time when he signed that document, there was no this prohibition. And now there's this prohibition. You cannot match the past and the present together and then you bring them as present. So I'll advise just take your little time, go and do another perimeter. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yes, sir.
Understand? You will be in the safe because I'm sorry to say there are things some people overlook. There are others somebody will not overlook. And once a flag is raised, any matter can be really upscale. Any matter can become an issue. So please, play as safe as possible. As safe as possible.
Yes, sir.
The examiners are there to assist you, to pass you. But then, human nature. Somebody can come to the hall with bad temper. Maybe he didn't receive his allowances and he's angry. Maybe he fought with his wife. He came and then the anger will be on you now. You'll be an innocent victim of circumstances. Don't allow yourself to be victim of circumstances. Anything that you know might put you might put you into trouble. Try and change those things. Try and and see that you have ironed those things out so that you have very successful. That's why you see in my paper, I said you should do error checks. Do your disclosure. That error, there are residual errors like those ones. Don't allow them to spoil your project.
Yes, sir.
That's my advice. And like the guy that left advised, we all need to say a prayer.
Yes, sir.
Not only for the examinations, but also for our nation and for our profession. And the only advice I will also add after wishing you success is getting registered as a surveyor is not an end, but a means to an end. Don't, because you are registered, thereafter you just carry your certificate and then you don't improve on your knowledge and skill and character. Technology is moving very, very fast now. By the time technology leaves you behind by 6 months and 1 year or so, something like that, or 6 months or 1 year, it will be difficult for you to catch up. So continue to improve yourself every day. And then that's how you become relevant. I thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. It's been a wonderful time with you. I think we've used
so much,
more than 3 hours now. We are
It's all
very
right.
grateful for your time.
It's my pleasure.
We are very grateful for your time, for taking time to help us answer all our questions, break it down for us in ways we can understand. I not take much of our time again. I will just take my state chair closing remark so that we can release you and let you go, sir. Thank you so much, sir. My state chair, ma.
Well, thank you. I will share the full paper with you.
All right.
As well as the PowerPoint, so that you can share it with all the persons who attended the seminar and others who have not.
All right, sir.
Thank you so
I will
much.
definitely do that, sir. I will share the documents with everyone. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So my state chair, ma, are you still on the call?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. This is your closing remark.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I want to appreciate our resource person, Surveyor Ambassador Mohammed M. Kabir, MNI, FNIS, sir. Thank you so much for availing us your time, despite your busy schedule. I really appreciate it,
Thank
and
you
I'm
so
sure
much, my chair.
yes, sir. I'm sure that everyone here appreciates your time, and we've really taken a lot of it. And I want to apologize sincerely for that, sir. I know we've taken a lot of your time.
No,
So,
it's all right. It's with all pleasure.
Thank you,
We
sir.
are together. We are together.
Thank you, sir.
No. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your guidance on the folio compilation, presentation, defense, and the SURCON examination process has really impacted everyone here. And so thank you, sir. To everyone who joined us tonight, thank you for your active participation, thoughtful questions, and commitment to professional growth. Learning is one of the greatest investments we can make in ourselves, and today's session is a testament to that. I'm sure that we're all going back with a good amount of fulfillment in our hearts, because a lot of questions has been cleared tonight. I also want to appreciate the YSN Lagos Training Committee, led by Joseph Ajegbe, for organizing this timely and impactful webinar. Your effort continues to create opportunities for young surveyors to learn, connect, and excel. To our SURCON candidates, this is just one step in your preparation. Stay consistent, keep refining your folios, remain confident, and never hesitate to seek guidance when needed. Trust me, we are rooting for your success, and it is my prayer that none of you here would have to write your exams twice. You will all clear it once and for all by the grace of God.
Amen.
Amen, child.
On behalf of the Executive Council of Young Surveyors Network, Lagos State Branch, thank you all for making this webinar a success. We look forward to seeing you at our subsequent programs. Do have a wonderful night. Stay safe. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, chair. Thank you so much, chair. Thank you a lot. God bless you all. And thank you for having me. It has been quite a nice experience to have all of you. May God continue to bless you. Thank you a lot. Bye-bye.
Yeah, can we
Bye-bye,
all
sir.
unmute our mic and say thank you
And
to
thank
our
you to all our guests that joined this webinar.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate you, sir. God
Thank
bless
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
We appreciate
More
you.
grace to you, able, sir. More
Thank
power
you.
to able.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you
Oh
very much,
my
sir.
God. Thank you all. Thank you.
Congratulations.